Hello and welcome to today's video. Today's topic, dates, and how to work with dates. First up, how do we get the current date? Well, we can get the current date by saying const date equals new date parentheses. Now if we add console.log and we save this, you will see that we get the current date and time. Okay, now that that's done, what if I want to do my own date? Well, that's pretty straightforward. All you do is put the date in as a string and it will automatically convert it to a date object for you. Done. Also, yes, in JavaScript dates are objects, as they don't just contain dates, they contain the date, time and time zone detail. Just note that the objects are static. What this means is that when you use the date function, it's essentially a snapshot of the date and time. It isn't updating in real time. It only gives it to you as soon as you request it. In JavaScript, the date object can be created in a total of 9 different ways. We are now going to be speedrunning all 9 ways. First up, we have just the new date without any arguments. Save that, we get the current date and time. Next we have the date from string, and as we can see here, it is now the year 2000, 1st of January. The third method is providing the year and month as values, and that will also give us the 1st of January as we've not provided a day. With method number 4 now, we've provided the 2nd as the day, so now we have the 2nd of January. With the 5th date, we now provide the year, month, day and hour, so now we have 8 PM on the 2nd of January. With the date number 6, we have now just added the minutes, so now we have the 2nd of January 2000, 8:30. Next we have just added the seconds, so now it is the 2nd of January, year 2000, 30 seconds past 8:30. With method number 8, we've added the milliseconds, which won't show up here because the default doesn't show that. And with date number 9, we just provide one value, which is milliseconds, and that is milliseconds from the 1st of January 1970 at 2 AM. The reason for that is because it is GMT plus 2. By default, that would be midnight. Now, when using the string method to input your custom date, you can do it by providing the whole string. This can cause ambiguity due to not all the dates being in the same format. The second is the comma separated date, as we see here. This would be the preferred way of doing it, as it then has a structured format, always being year, month, day, hour, minute, second and millisecond. Just an important note, JavaScript months start from 0 and not 1. So January is 0 and December is 11. So if you input something higher than 11, will it cause an error? No, it will overflow that month into that year. It will automatically add the additional months to the year. So currently we have December 1st, 2020. If we now just change this to be 12, we save, we can see it automatically changes to the 1st of January 2021. The maximum number of days for that month then? Also no, it works in the same way. So if we, for instance, look at this one where it's currently January 31st of 2020 and we change 31 to, let's say, 40 days and save, we now get the 9th of February. Now, when working with the date and providing your own custom date, there are some things to keep in mind. You can provide 6, 5, 4, 3 or 2 numbers, but providing only one argument, you would expect to be the year, is actually going to be treated as milliseconds. With the year, if you only provide 2 digits instead of 4, it will be treated as the previous century. So let's look at this example. Currently we've provided 2020 as the year and January as the month. As we can see, 2020 and 0. Now if we just remove 20 and save again, you'll see it now says 1920 instead of 2020. And now for some maths. As mentioned before, dates work by counting the milliseconds since 1970, the 1st of January. One day, or 24 hours, is 86,400,000 milliseconds. Now, if you've ever wanted to convert milliseconds into either seconds, minutes, hours, or days, I'll show you how to do that real quick. If you want the seconds, you will just take milliseconds and divide it by 1000. That will give you 86,400 seconds. If you want to turn seconds into minutes, you will just take seconds divided by 16, and that will give you 1440 minutes. If you're going to convert minutes into hours, you will take again that number, divide it by 60, and you get 24 hours. Then lastly, if you want days, you will divide that by 24 to get 1 day. And as maths is done from left to right, if you just go console.log, milliseconds, divide by 1000, divide by 60, divide by 60, divide by 24, you'll automatically get 1 day. Now, when creating dates, you can actually by default display them in many different ways. The default way being the .toString method. As you will see here, I'm printing date without any function, and here we are using the .toString method, and both of those look exactly the same. Next we have the toDate string, which is just Friday, December 10th, 1993. This is just a much more readable version. Then we have the .toUTC string, which will put Thursday, 9th of December 1993 with the time and the time zone. Lastly, we have the .toISO string. What this does is give you the year, the month, the day, as well as this T, which is going to give us the time, and Z is the time zone. So depending on what that is, it will change on your location. For the last section, we are going to do another speed run of the get and set functions for dates. So let's go through those quickly. First, we're going to start with the date being the 1993, 10th of December. First, we're going to go through the get functions. When I see the year, .get full year parentheses. When I see the month, .get month parentheses. Remember, it starts at 0 and ends at 11 for December. When I get the exact day of the month, that is just get date parentheses. When I know what day of the week it is, just use get day. Just added the time for the next section. If you want to get the hour, .get hours, and you get 8. When I see the minutes, .get minutes. When I see the seconds, .get seconds. When I see the milliseconds, you got it, .get milliseconds. And lastly, do you want to see that date in milliseconds? Well, .get time does that for you. So the 10th of December 1993, 30 minutes past 8, 30 seconds past with 500 milliseconds gets us that amount of milliseconds. Big number. Nice. Now what we're going to do is go through a speed run of the set functions. For this example, we're going to be using the 1st of January 1990, 1 AM, 1 minute and 1 second past with 1 millisecond. To set the year, you use .set full year and provide a number. You can see we've changed it to 1993. To change the month, you simply say set month and provide a value. As we see, we've gone from January to December. Next, to change the date, you simply use set date. As you can see, we went from the 1st to the 10th. Next, to change the hours, we just say set hours, and we've gone from 1 AM to 8 PM. Next, if you want to change the minutes, you just say set minutes, and we've gone from 1 minute past 1 to 30 minutes past 1. Next, if you want to change the seconds, you just say set seconds, provide a number, and now we've gone from 1 second past to 30 seconds past. And lastly, you can say set time and give it the milliseconds that have passed since the 1st of January 1970, and then you will get the exact date. And now you are a date guru. As always, thank you very much for watching and all the support thus far. For next week's video, we're going to be straying away from JavaScript and learning a little bit about Power Apps. If you have any questions or suggestions about any of my videos, please feel free to comment down below. As always, you've leveled up in programming, and see you in next week's video.